All right. Okay, let's get a couple things right here. Okay. And we will. Okay, here we go. What is this? Well, very pleasant, good Thursday morning to you, everyone. It's Thursday morning, um, 10:56 a.m. in the morning is the time of the airing of this broadcast. Good morning to you, everyone. Hi, my name is Pastor Charles Williams. I'm the founder and the creator of the concept known and used all over the world today as the Amber Alert here in the United States of America, Amber Alert EU throughout all of Europe, and a Child Rescue Alert in other parts of the world. And this is a continuation of this Amber Alert out of Jacksonville, Florida for 5-year-old Taylor Williams. 5-year-old Taylor Williams abducted out of Jacksonville, Florida on yesterday. And today, right now, today marks 24 hours that this little girl has been missing. Just one moment, get a couple of angles here, right? 24 hours now that this little girl has been missing, and authorities right now we're no closer. We're no closer right now than they were at this point yesterday. Just do that like that, okay? Then they were at this point on yesterday in looking for 5-year-old Taylor Williams. Taylor, she is 3 feet tall. She has black hair, brown eyes. She's about 50 pounds. The images rolling on the screen here are the latest images, okay, of Taylor. These are images that authorities released, and I guess they ascertained from the mother on yesterday in response to making sure that because we don't have a car, we don't have a suspect in this, so as many images as possible are going to be very, very helpful in finding 5-year-old Taylor Williams. There's a lot of things I want to talk to you all about here this morning concerning this. Please share on Periscope, and please share on Facebook as well. Also, please share on YouTube. The hashtag is hashtag Find Taylor Williams. Okay, it's hashtag Find Taylor Williams, and that's the hashtag that's being used in connection with this particular Amber Alert. But again, she went missing yesterday. Authorities, I watched all the pressers late into the evening on yesterday, and they are all stating that that the mom is stating that that she last saw Taylor around midnight the night before, when I guess everyone was turning in. 5 years old. She just said she last saw her around midnight, and when she woke up yesterday morning to check on her, she was gone. That's all we know at this point. A lot of you have had questions about the mother, and I sat down and I wrote a number of things. I listened to the presser on yesterday. The mother is cooperating. Many of you have asked about the father. The father lives out of town. A little bit of history on the mother. The mother is she is a first-class petty officer at the Naval Air Station there in Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, so she's a first-class petty officer there in Jacksonville, Florida. A lot of people who know the mother who perhaps work with the mother have been stating, they have stated publicly, they have been stating publicly that that she's of good character. Okay, that's what a lot of her friends and colleagues are saying about the mother. Now, not everybody is singing her praises. However, um, the mother just moved into this house just days ago. I mean, like just a few days ago, maybe like over the weekend or so. I'm not certain about that, but I am certain that just a few days ago, the mother was living in an apartment complex. That's why some of you, if you've been following the story, you know that authorities pulled the trash, pulled a large trash container from an apartment complex and took it to a remote area so that authorities could go through the trash, from that apartment complex, because that's where the mother used to live a very short period of time ago. And the mother, like I said, the mother moved just a few days ago. She hired a couple of people to help her move. These people said that they put their ad out like on Craigslist or something like that, and the mother needed help in moving, and so the mother enlisted the help of these two individuals. And one of the women, one of the people who helped move was a woman who says that they were there at the apartment and at the new house. Okay. And they said they never saw a child, period. And they were there. They were in the house for some 45 minutes. Okay. Both the old house and the new house. Okay. They said that they heard water running in the bathroom, but as far as them actually seeing the child, they said they cannot confirm that a child was even moved from an apartment to a house. The movers went on to say that they did, however, move a child's furniture, bedding and whatever the furniture that the child had. Um, the mover said that they did move that, but in the course of them being there for some 45 minutes or so, um, they said they never saw a child, period. So authorities are trying to, at this point, authorities are, I'm sure, trying to pin down the exact time that someone other than the mother saw this child alive. Okay, that's going to be critical here, because right now all we have right now to go on are the mother's words. Okay, the mother, everything right now is based on what the mother says, but authorities, as in the course of their investigation, hey S. Monroe, but authorities in the course of their investigation um, will have to find, we'll have to find and document exactly when was the last time that this baby was actually seen by somebody other than the mother. Okay, and so again, authorities are asking anyone. I'm just letting these pictures run. Authorities are asking anyone with any information to please contact them at area code 904-630-0500. Again, that's 904-630-0500, or you can call 911 in and around the Jacksonville area. Again, she went missing from the 600 block of Ivy Street in Jackson, Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida. And let's pull that up here. Just one moment. I thought I had that ready. And let me pull up my Google Earth here. Hey, Missy. Okay. Let's see if we can get that again here. Actually, no. Okay. Things have been crashing a lot on Google. Okay. Let's see here. So the given the address that authorities have been given, this is the area right here. It's a largely residential area. Okay, it's a largely what city? Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, this is a largely residential area. She just moved into this area. Okay, she just moved into this area a couple of days ago, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a moment. Okay, where is this child? Okay, where is this child? Okay, in an area like this, it would have been difficult. Okay, in an area like this, it would have been very, very difficult for the this child to just go lost. Okay, number one, she's in this child. If she is there, this child is in a brand new housing, brand new house to her. Okay, don't really know the ins and outs of the community. Okay, and another thing, nobody in and about the community has had a chance to even get to know this mother and this child. They've only been there for just a couple of days, few days. They're in that area. So let me go back to the baby here, because that's what matters. But again, authorities they said yesterday that authorities went door to door yesterday, but the effectiveness of that right now, going door to door yesterday when mostly everybody is at work, one has to just pause and think how effective could that have been. Maybe if they continued late into the evening and into the night going door to door, then maybe so. But if you're going door to door in a heavily residential area like this, where a lot of people work, it looks like, most people were not gonna be home doing that regard. So a lot of people heard about this Amber Alert on the news there in Jacksonville, Florida. A lot of people got the information on apps. Some of them even got our broadcast in reference to this child and this Amber Alert. But again, the community came out in a wonderful support in a wonderful show of passion on yesterday afternoon. People were out walking the streets and looking in areas that might be big enough for a 5-year-old to perhaps get lost or get trapped into. But right now, the abduction aspect of it, it could be an abduction, but right now we just don't have. Right now, there's just not a whole lot of evidence that's swinging towards an abduction here. Okay, we just don't know. The stuff that we normally see is just not there. Okay, the child was not in a room. Okay, I'm reading some of my notes here. The child was not in a room later on Wednesday morning. The back door was unlocked, says the sheriff's office, but a back door being unlocked in a new home. Here's why I have a little problem with that. In a new home, a child to a new home, it may take a child a little bit of time to get used to opening, and if there are locks on the door, it may take a child a while to get accustomed to opening and closing and locking and unlocking doors, especially a 5-year-old. Okay, Y'all, I'm struggling with this one right now. Okay, unless there is some concrete evidence that comes forward, uh, I'm struggling with this right now. Um, I mean, a back door can be locked. Okay, somebody says the crime rate is outrageous in Jacksonville. Okay, I mean, but a back door can be open, and she's small. Okay, somebody says she's too small to be five. She's small to be five. Well, she is small to be five. Well, I mean, that's it is what it is, right? It is what it is. She is five. Okay, and so let's go back and let's look at what authorities also did yesterday. They went back and to the apartment complex where they moved from, and they took the trash container to a remote area. They dumped it out because, as many of you know, we've had a few children of late to whose fate has been found in a dumpster. People have been killing their children and putting them and throwing discarding them like trash, throwing them on the side of the road or putting them in a dumpster, and they're being found in dumpsters. So this was one of the earlier things. Okay, this was one of the earlier things that authorities did. Was in this case they took the container where the apartment community had been dumping their trash, took it out to for a more thorough search in connection with 5-year-old Taylor Williams. Again, this is the activation of an Amber Alert for 5-year-old Taylor Williams out of Jacksonville, Florida. Taylor, she is 3 feet tall, black hair, brown eyes, about 50 pounds. Last seen wearing a purple and pink short sleeve pajama set. Again, she was last seen wearing a purple and pink short sleeve pajama set. That's all the information we have in connection with this Amber Alert. Okay. Anyone with any information, you're being asked to call area code 904-630-0500. I wrote down a few things that I wanted to just kind of just share with you. Here's what we know about the mother. Okay, the mother and the father are separated. The father lives out of town. The mother lives there in Jacksonville. The mother, she is a first class petty officer at the Naval Air Station there in Jacksonville, Florida. So that's what we know about the mother. People are saying that she is on it. That you can tell by the way that this girl looks that she's definitely taking care of her children. Okay, so you don't get that 5-year-old don't get those kind of braids in their hair, unless that's a lot of love. Okay, that's a lot of love right there. Again, the dad lives out of town. Authorities have contacted. No, they did not live on base. They lived off base. Okay, they lived off base in a residential community. They had just moved from an apartment complex to a home just a few days ago, and so they were, like brand new in a home. Okay. Yeah, somebody says keep your eyes open. She could have wandered off. Did they bring in the dogs? And yes, they did bring in the dogs. Yesterday, they brought in the dogs. They brought in the dive team. They've been searching in water. There was a bay of water a little bit of ways from the house, far if you're walking from the house. But just as a courtesy, they did bring in the dive team as well. And again, it netted nothing in response to the search. Here's the deal. She's a petty officer, okay? To me, an officer has instinct, okay? And I'm just wondering that if she's an officer of any type, somebody comes into your house. If somebody came into the house, or you've got a daughter, and here's the thing: if you've got a daughter or a child, and you are in a new home, okay, how many of y'all go sound asleep the first few nights in a new home? Okay, I'm just putting it out there. How many of y'all? I know I've moved into a many of new homes. Okay, and let me tell you, it takes a few days for you to go sound asleep in a new home, not hear nothing in a new home. Listen, if you hear a creak or anything in a new home, I mean, you just are not sound asleep. So now you got a 5-year-old girl. You got a 5-year-old girl who's in a new home. Supposedly, we believe she's there in a new home, and wants us to believe that this 5-year-old girl has mastered everything about the new home in just a few short days. Okay, and she knows how to go and unlock the door and maneuver out of the house in the dead of night. Y'all, okay, I don't want to sound cynical, but something doesn't sound right here with this story. It just doesn't. Another point. How many of y'all watching right now have 5-year-old children? Okay, have 5-year-old boy, 5-year-old little girl. Okay, and how many of y'all is it normal to put a child to sleep around midnight? I mean, how many people put a 5-year-old to bed around midnight? Okay, normally I'm just thinking about this. Midnight. Okay, midnight is when she midnight is when she put her to bed, is what she says. Seems like to me that I have a 5-year-old granddaughter. Okay, seems like to me that a 5-year-old has gone to bed long before midnight. Okay, seems like a 5-year-old. I mean, a lot of stuff would have to be going on for a 5-year-old to still be up around midnight. Okay, typically bedtime. Yeah, I hear you. Some of y'all saying bedtime is 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. Okay, that's another red flag that went up as I was again going back over everything that's been shared in this story right now. It doesn't sound normal follow what I'm saying. It doesn't sound normal for a 5-year-old to be going to bed around midnight. 2, you just moved into a brand new house. You're not sleeping sound at all yet. You've only been there for a couple of days. Okay, that's 2. And then coupled with what the movers said. Okay, the movers said that they were hired to move her from the apartment to the house. They said they were there for 45 minutes in both the apartment and the house. They said they never saw a child, period. Okay? They heard water running in the bathroom. The mother's explanation for the water running in the bathroom is that, oh, that's my daughter. She's in the bathroom and she's running the water. For 45 minutes, the movers were there, both in the old house and in the new house. Okay? And they said they never saw a child. Okay? They never saw a child, period, in their whole process of the move. That's why when they heard that this child was missing, the movers immediately contacted the authorities and said, hey, we just helped her move a couple of days ago and we never saw a child. Okay, we were there for some 45 minutes and we never saw a child. Okay, that's the other point. From my point of view, she now lives in a residential area. I just want to pull that area up again. Where's Google Earth? Okay, she now lives in this residential area. Okay, from an apartment complex. She now lives in this residential area. And in this you mean to tell me that nobody in this modern day era of having Ring doorbell cameras. Okay, nobody had a Ring doorbell camera that that would have captured a little girl wandering out on the street, or either a suspicious car in the area. So not a single doorbell. Okay, not a single doorbell camera up to this point. Okay, not a single doorbell camera up to this point has been. Somebody said, "I have a Walmart camera." Hey, and it would have picked it up. You're absolutely right. Okay. The next point is that here is my concern here. My concern here is that this is too perfect. It seems to be too perfect of a crime that may have been committed. Okay? We don't know. Too perfect of a crime. You don't have a car, so you can't put out a car description or tags or anything. You don't have a suspect, so we don't know if it was a man or a woman, or if an abduction happened at all. Okay? We don't know if it was a man or a woman or what. Okay? It just seems to be too perfect. Seems to be too perfect of a crime. Says, does the chief suspect a family member has her? Cause he brought up that in the conference. He says that they have checked with all of the family members, and that they are cooperating with the authorities. That's what I heard the police chief say. But again, back to this perfect. Seems like this it seems to be the perfect crime, if you will. This is too perfect of a crime, rather, of an abduction. There is no car, no witness, no suspects, no nothing. And the people who helped her move said they never even saw a child in the process of moving from point A to point B. Another point I want to bring up is what authorities are having to work on and work with right now is this. When was this child last confirmed seen by someone other than the mother? Okay, that's the $100,000 question right there. Okay, is when was this child last confirmed seen by someone other than the mother? When was that? Because we don't know. According to the movers, this child never made it to the new home. That's according to the movers. Okay, they said they certainly didn't see anything. So then you have to go back and say, when did somebody else? I don't know. I don't know about siblings. I do not know. Okay. The fact that she had on a shirt that said "Big Sister" suggests that there may be siblings. Okay. Again, we don't know. The next point is, like I asked y'all before, the other thing that concerned me was that when she said that she put this child to bed around midnight. Number one, how many of y'all at age 5, how many of y'all are putting your 5-year-old to bed? Period. Okay. Number one, 2-year-old, yeah, you are putting your 2-year-old to bed. 3-year-old, yeah, you're putting your 3-year-old to bed. 5-year-old, no, you're telling your 5-year-old to go get in the bed. Okay. Your bedtime at 5 years old is, 7 or 8 o'clock. Okay, 7 or 8 o'clock. By stretch, 9 o'clock. But again, midnight. Y'all, something don't sound right about this. I'm sorry. I've worked a ton of these cases, and something does not pass the smell test concerning this. Especially, somebody said at 9 on weekends. I get it. I get it. The other question I had is simply this, and they're if they're not there yet, they're gonna get there. Is they're gonna need to polygraph the mom. Okay, they're gonna need to polygraph the mom, because at this point, you've got resources being expended. You've got all types of resources and everything that are being poured into what she has said. Okay, and authorities need some more. They need a little bit more concrete evidence as to where this child is. All they know is that a back door was unlocked. Did she wander out the door? We don't know. Did somebody come in the door? Interesting. Authorities did not say that the back door showed any signs of forced entry. Okay, it just said that the back door was unlocked in a brand new home. Okay, in a brand new home to them, and the back door is unlocked. They've only been there for a few days, and could this little girl have mastered in just a few short days of being? Somebody said that's possible. My son used to unlock mine and go to the neighbors. Okay, that's possible. Cindy says children that age do not wander outside in the dark typically, unless they are autistic or MRDD, especially in that type of area. Cindy says, Grace says, was the back door set to be unlocked to throw authorities off? It's possible. Absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. So there are a number of questions concerning this case, but right now, what really matters, and authorities will get to the bottom of these questions, but right now, what really matters is that 5-year-old Taylor Williams, this pretty little girl right here, she's missing. Okay. I mean, and at this point, everybody has to be considered a suspect. Everybody from her daycare workers to friends of the mother, or anybody. Okay, nothing at this point. Nothing or anybody is off the table, and that also includes the mother. The mother spent a great deal of time down at the Jacksonville police station yesterday, according to authorities, which is a little bit odd. Typically, most parents of abducted children, they'll go down and they'll give a statement, and then they'll come back and they'll try to participate as best they can, with the search or, but I don't know. There may be something more to it from that perspective. I don't know. I'm not privy to that information. But again, I just, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that's y'all. I just, again, think about those few things I said. One is, how many of you all sleep tight after only being in a new place for a couple of 3 days? Okay, sleep tight. Okay, I just don't I don't see that happening. Okay, and you mean to tell me that, if you've only been there for a few days, if you've only been there for just a few days, you may still have some boxes and everything, still around the floor. Uh, um, yeah, like you. I'm with you, Paula. Not me. I hear every new sound. If it creaks, you hear it. If the water from the toilet flushes down, or if the water is turned on, or for whatever, how the air conditioner or the heater comes on a certain way. You don't sleep sound until your body becomes accustomed to the way things operate in the house. You may still have boxes, all over the house, and so forth, and if the 5-year-old did get up, trust me, with stuff still being, put around the house, boxes and things not still being put up and everything, you're most likely you're gonna either trip over something, bump up against something, something is going to happen. And in this area that they moved to, they haven't been there long enough for somebody to really even, come to terms the fact that, that we've got somebody new living in our area. They hadn't been there long enough. Okay. That's my point, y'all. That's my whole point. So right now, this is still the activation of an Amber Alert, but authorities are still investigating all angles of this case, as they should, because there are still some outstanding questions concerning, we need to find out how many offenders live in that area. Absolutely. All of that is on the table. All of that is on the table. But again, nothing. So I've been wrestling with this. So once again, this little baby, she is still missing. It is still an active Amber Alert. Okay. But authorities are investigating all angles. They're not going to leave anything, any stone unturned as it relates to this particular Amber Alert, because there's some things that are just not adding up. You got movers saying we never saw a child in the whole process of the move. And they should know, they are the movers. Okay? They never saw a child in the whole process of the move. They heard water running in the bathroom of the apartment, and the mother said that's the child taking a bath, or that's the child in the bathroom running water. For 45 minutes, listen, for 45 minutes of running water, okay, you're going to have a dang flood at some point of running water. Okay? I'm just putting it right there. I'm just putting it right there where authorities, I hope that something that I have said will cause the authorities to look at this tape and to, again, say, okay, explain that to me again about your child being in the tub, about your child being in the tub, and why the movers never even saw your child for 45 minutes while they were there. So you let water run in the bathroom for 45 minutes and you did nothing. Okay. I don't know. Okay. So that's the latest, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll come back in with an update as soon as we have it. But right now, this is the activation. This is the continuation of the activation of an Amber Alert out of Jacksonville, Florida, for 5-year-old Taylor Williams. 3 feet tall, black hair, brown eyes, 50 pounds, last seen wearing a purple and pink short sleeve pajama set. And as of 11:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, she is still missing. Okay? Please share the broadcast. Please share it. It helps to shrink the area that an abductor may be, trying to flee with this child. I hope you have paid attention to the many different images uh, that have been on the screen because it's an update from yesterday. Okay, we have all of these new images. So since we don't have a car, we don't have a suspect, we don't have anything that we would normally have in connection with an Amber Alert that we would normally send out. But we do have multiple pictures. Hey, Fire Captain, good to see you. Uh, we do have multiple pictures, okay, to put out. We have multiple pictures to put out, okay, that we didn't have yesterday. Once again, as of right now, this Amber Alert has been active for about 24 hours for this little girl. She was taken from Jacksonville, Florida. Okay. Where is 5-year-old Taylor Williams? We know where she's not. She's supposed to be in school. This is she's either kindergarten or first grade. Okay. We know that she's not in school. But authorities need to share. Authorities need to come forth to the community and share with everyone. When was the last time that this child, okay, when was the last time that this child was seen by somebody other than the mother or anyone under the mother's influence? Because if there are siblings, the mother can say, okay, no, she wasn't taken from school. She wasn't taken from school. According to what has been released, the mother says that basically she put her to bed around midnight. Says she last saw her around midnight, night before last, and then she woke up the next morning. 7:30 ish, 8 o'clock, and the child was gone. Okay, and they had just moved into a new home. Only been in that new home for a few days, and I guess the mother was able to do what most of us have not been able to do, which was to sleep tight and sleep hard. After moving into a brand new home, she slept really, really tight and really, really hard. And she heard nothing. But authorities said that when they got there, they did find that the back door was unlocked. Okay. No sign of forced entry has been mentioned. No sign of forced entry. They've only said that the back door was unlocked. Didn't even say the back door was open. It just said the back door was unlocked. It's a new house. You're still learning, you're still learning everything. I mean, you've had movers in and out the house doing things and so forth. And, you know, so that's the latest. Once again, everybody, my name is Pastor Charles Williams. I'm the founder and the creator of the concept known and used all over the world today as the Amber Alert here in the United States of America, Amber Alert EU throughout all of Europe, and the Child Rescue Alert in other parts of the world. When something's not right, I'm going to come to you and raise that concern as well. But the child is still missing. We need everyone to continue to share the broadcast, and let's help find 5-year-old Taylor Williams. I will pop back in with updates once we receive any updates. Okay. Her name again, Clearwater, her name again is 5-year-old Taylor, Taylor, Williams, Williams. And the hashtag that is being used in connection with her disappearance is hashtag find, F-I-N-D, Taylor, Taylor, Williams, Williams. That's the hashtag that you should use in sharing the broadcast. Okay? God bless. We'll see you next time right here from the Amber News Network. out on IGTV. Out on Facebook. And out on Periscope. And we're out on YouTube. Thanks for being here, everybody.